Over 340 people have died on Mount Everest since the 1920s, and two-thirds of their bodies are still up there, frozen solid, turning the world's highest peak into a chilling graveyard. These aren't nameless corpses. They're bold dreamers who pushed too far, leaving behind tales of gut-wrenching tragedy and unbreakable will. Stick around as we uncover the shocking stories of 7 climbers whose remains haunt the mountain forever. This will hit you hard and make you rethink your own limits. Let's dive in. Picture this. You're in your cozy living room sipping coffee, but up there, at 29,000 feet, it's a frozen hellscape where one wrong move ends everything. That's the ordinary world for these climbers. Their daily grind was training for the impossible, driven by that burning, "why not me?" question we all feel sometimes. But here's the hook that hit me like an avalanche. These aren't faceless statistics. Each one was a hero in their own story, chasing a call to adventure that promised glory, but delivered peril. Think about it. What would make you leave your family, your safety net, to face a mountain that kills without mercy? For these 7, it was a dramatic need to prove something to themselves, to the world, or maybe just to feel alive in a way nothing else could. And the inciting incident, that first step onto the slopes where the mountain whispers, "Come closer, if you dare." I remember reading about these tales late at night, heart pounding, thinking, could I do it? Spoiler, probably not. But their vulnerability makes them relatable, like that save the cat moment where they share a laugh with teammates or hug their loved ones goodbye, showing they're just like us, flawed and hopeful. Now, let's step into the special world, the confrontation zone where Everest turns from dream to nightmare. This is where the trials kick in, the allies appear or vanish, and the shadows, hypothermia, storms, ethical dilemmas, lurk around every crevasse. We'll weave through their stories, not in some textbook order, but like a twisting path up the north face, building tension with each reveal. Trust me, by the midpoint, you'll be on the edge of your seat, wondering how anyone survives this ordeal. We start with one of Everest's most infamous landmarks, green boots. For nearly 2 decades, climbers on the north face would pass this frozen figure in a limestone alcove, just 1,150 feet below the summit. Those bright green Koflak boots gave him his nickname, but his real name was Tsewang Paljor, a 28-year-old head constable with the Indo-Tibetan Border Police. In May 1996, during that killer blizzard that claimed so many, Paljor and his team pushed for the top amid worsening weather. They summited, but descent, pure chaos. Separated in blinding snow and gale-force winds, Paljor crawled into that cave at 27,900 feet, exhausted, oxygen-starved, shivering until the cold claimed him. Imagine it. You're fighting for breath, the world a whiteout, and you huddle in a rocky nook, hoping for rescue that never comes. Climbers used his spot as a waypoint. Green boots means you're close. But it was a gut-punch reminder of the mountain's toll. For years, he lay there, a shadow archetype embodying Everest's unforgiving side. In 2014, at his family's request, the Chinese moved him to a discreet spot, but by 2017, he was visible again, partially hidden by rocks. Paljor's story isn't just tragic, it's a test for every passerby. Do you stop or press on? It sparks that inner conflict we all face, ambition versus humanity. But rewind to an even older mystery, one that feels like a myth straight out of legend. In June 1924, George Mallory and Sandy Irvine vanished into the clouds, aiming to be the first to conquer Everest, 29 years before Hillary and Norgay. Mallory, a seasoned Brit with that iconic line, "Because it's there," teamed with 22-year-old Irvine, the oxygen whiz. Last seen by teammate Noel O'Dell scaling the second step, just hundreds of feet from the top, they disappeared as clouds swallowed the peak. For 75 years, the question haunted us: did they summit? In 1999, climber Conrad Anker found Mallory's body at 26,760 feet, preserved like a time capsule. Rope marks around his waist, a broken leg crossed protectively over the other, goggles in his pocket suggesting a dusk fall. No sign of the photo of his wife he vowed to leave at the summit, and Irvin's Kodak camera? Still missing, potentially holding proof of their victory. Irvine's body remains lost, but their tale is the ultimate ordeal. Allies against the unknown, facing an all-is-lost plunge into oblivion. It's like Campbell's hero swallowed by the whale. Did they emerge transformed or forever trapped? Their spirit inspires, but man, it makes you ponder the cost of being first. Shifting gears to a story that tugs at the heartstrings harder, meet Frances Arsenteev, dubbed Sleeping Beauty for her serene, wax-like pose in death. In May 1998, this American and her husband Sergei dreamed big. Summit without supplemental oxygen, a feat of pure grit. They reached the top late, separated on descent. Frances collapsed below the summit, alive but fading from frostbite and hypoxia. Uzbek climbers found her, sacrificed their own push to drag her down with oxygen, but exhaustion forced them to leave her clipped to the rope. Sergei, back at camp, raced up with supplies, never seen alive again. The next day, Brits Ian Woodall and Kathy O'Dowd tried for an hour, but she begged, "Don't leave me," as they had to descend. Sergei likely fell rescuing her. His body was found a year later. For 9 years, she lay visible, a haunting beauty, until Woodall returned in 2007, tormented, to bury her lower down. Frances's journey? It's the midpoint escalation, love as ally, mountain as enemy, evoking that deep empathy. What if it was your partner up there? Picture her peaceful face in the snow. It's cathartic, reminding us vulnerability binds us. But here's where it gets wilder, with a tale of pioneering heartbreak. In October 1979, Hannelore Schmatz and her husband Gerd became the first married couple to summit, her as the first German woman. Triumph turned to terror on descent. In a storm, guide Ray Genet bivouacked at 28,000 feet with Hannelore and Sherpa Sungdair. Genet froze to death. Hannelore collapsed at 27,230 feet, sitting against her backpack, asking for water before succumbing. Her body, upright with hair whipping in the wind, eyes open, became a landmark on the south route, eternal exhaustion personified. A 1984 recovery attempt killed 2 more. Winds eventually swept her down the Kangshung face. Hannelore's story flips the script. From hero couple to widow's grief, it's a trickster twist with weather as the ultimate foe. I get chills thinking of her frozen gaze. It's raw, human, forcing us to confront our limits. Now, amp up the tension with Rob Hall, the Kiwi guide whose loyalty defined him. In that fateful 1996 storm, Hall summited with client Doug Hansen way past turnaround time. Hansen collapsed below the top. Hall stayed, radioing for help amid confusion over oxygen caches. Guide Andy Harris braved up with supplies, but vanished, likely hallucinating, stripping layers, falling off the Kangshung face. Hall survived the night, radioed his pregnant wife Jan in a gut-wrenching farewell. "Sleep well, my sweetheart." Sherpas couldn't reach him. He froze near the south summit. Theories abound: buried in snow, moved off route, or swept away. Hall's ordeal? Peak antagonism, mentor to his clients, shadow to himself. It's that all is lost low, but his final words? Pure emotional resonance, showing leadership's heavy crown. Close on the heels, Scott Fisher, the Seattle guide with Mountain Madness. Summited late in '96, already edema-riddled. Sherpa Lopsang short-roped him down through the blizzard, but Fisher collapsed, urging Lopsang to get help. Sherpas found him comatose, left oxygen, focused on rescuing another. Anatoly Bukriv tried a heroic solo push, but arrived too late. Fisher had stripped in paradoxical undressing, frozen alone. Bukriv shrouded him off the route at 27,500 feet. Fisher's story builds the climax, leader as hero, storm as villain, dying to protect his team. It hits hard. Imagine stripping in -40 degrees, mind betraying body. His pocket knife given to his son? That's the catharsis, turning tragedy to legacy. Finally, David Sharp in 2006, a budget solo climber, minimal oxygen, third Northside try after losing toes to frostbite. Summited, but descent wrecked him. He huddled in Green Boots Cave, mistaken for dead by over 40 passers-by. Some noticed life but pressed on. Ethics debated worldwide. Sharp froze from hypothermia and altitude sickness. Sherpas later pushed him over the North Face. Sharp's trial exposes the dark side, self-reliance as flaw, indifference as enemy. It's intriguing, accountable for risks, yet wears compassion. This revelation ties the threads. Everest tests not just body, but soul. Coming down from that peak, let's return with the elixir, the wisdom these heroes gift us. Their stories aren't just warnings, they're transformations. Facing fears head-on, like Mallory's daring or Hall's loyalty, shows ambition's double edge. But here's the value. In your life, that Everest could be a career pivot, a tough convo, or chasing a passion. Actionable tip 1, build your team. Allies like Sherpas make the difference. Don't go solo on big dreams. 2, know your limits. Prep with oxygen like skills or support, but have a turnaround plan. 3, embrace ethics. Help when you can. Compassion elevates us all. And reflect. Journal your own call to adventure. What summit are you eyeing? These climbers remind us the human spirit is resilient, but nature demands respect. Their legacies? Immortal, urging us to live boldly yet wisely. If this stirred something in you, drop a comment. What's your personal Everest, and would you climb it? Hit like if you're inspired, share with a friend chasing dreams, and subscribe for more epic tales that blend adventure with life lessons. Thanks for joining this journey. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one.